Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Um, like I said, today, I'll tell you what, it's 7:30 in the morning here, and I'm still through the fucking roof with hypeness. Um, Big slate of college football today. We got 6 games. I'll talk about 5 of them. The Alcorn State game, I have no idea anything about those guys, and I really didn't even feel like looking at that game. So, with that said, last night the Mets played at home. They didn't cover the over and under. Went under again. That's 4 straight unders at Citi Field. Um, and I know I got a lot of. I know there's football on today, but like I said, there is a home game at Citi Field tonight. I'm not sure what they set the total at. It's too early. FanDuel didn't put it up yet. But if it's anything above 7, we're pounding that again. I don't care. I just don't care anymore. It's at 4. We're riding it till the wheels fall off. So that's that. And then, I told you Carolina was a good bet, and a couple other preseason games they had lost. Like I said, it's preseason, didn't put much stock into it. Um, but anyway, let's dive right into the games here. So, first game up on the slate, we got Illinois and Nebraska. Mediocre 10 playing here. It's a boring game, but nevertheless, with boring games or with exciting games, there's potentially money to be made. So with that, we're going to go with the under 55.5 in Illinois and Nebraska. Now Illinois is getting 7 or 6.5 on some books. If you can get 7.5 with Illinois without laying too much juice, I would take that because um, Illinois is 4-2 in their last 6 against Nebraska ATS, and they're playing at home. And it's the first week of the season, so there's going to be a little rust coming off these guys, and they didn't play a whole ton of games last year. I think 6 games. Um, so yeah, and I'm playing the under because neither one of these teams sniffed 30 points a game last year. Um, Defense, actually, Nebraska's defense was pretty solid, and Illinois was okay. They were giving up close to like 25 points, it was like 24 and a half points a game. So I look for this to be right around mid 40s, I would guess. I don't know, I guess 26, 23, 26, 20, 27, 20, something around that nature. I don't think either one of these teams get to 30 points. So with that, I'm playing the under. Like I said, boring game, but it's college football I'll be watching. Um, so next game. Okay. I was going to wait until the end to do this, but I'm a man of the people. I want you guys to see this, and I can't explain to you how excited I am for this line and this game because, as you can see right here, I am a Pitt fan, number one. But number two, if Pitt doesn't have a football team, or Pitt leaves, and doesn't have a football team anymore, I will root for the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, baby. And let me tell you what, they're getting 18 points today against UCLA. Now, some of you might not know, some of you might know. There's a guy that coaches at UCLA, and his name's Chip Kelly. And he is a fucking terrible coach. He's horrible. Uh, his experience at UCLA has been dreadful. And I got some numbers I'm going to read for you on not only why Hawaii is going to cover the 18 points, but why they're going to win this game outright. Okay, let me dive right into this game. Chip Kelly is 10-21 straight up at UCLA. So he's 10-21. That's his record at UCLA. He is 14-17 against the spread, not even 500. Now let's flip that around. As a favorite at UCLA, he is 1-8, and 9 times he's been a favorite. He was 1-8, and he's lost 6 of those games outright. So he is not who you want to put your money on. I'll tell you that. Hawaii last year, 3-1 versus the Pac-12. In their last 5 Week 1 games, they're 4-1 straight up, and they lost to Washington or California was the one game they lost to, and that was 4 years ago. So they're riding a 3-game Week 1 winning streak. And they just beat Arizona. in their Week 1 game in Arizona. They played great in Week 1. They have a lot coming back. Chevan Cordeiro, their quarterback's coming back. He was okay last year. He's going to be better this year. I can guarantee it. Their Calvin Taylor, their best overall all-purpose yards player, was top 5 in the Mountain West all-purpose yards, is back. They returned 11 of 12 starters on defense. And their defense was okay. It wasn't great, but nonetheless, you return that many guys, you got chemistry. You know what you're doing. This is one of my lines that, if I could mortgage my house on it, I would mortgage my house on it, okay? I'm telling you. UCLA, that quarterback, that Dorian Thompson, he's okay. He's not that great. UCLA doesn't have much talent. They're just not a good football team. You can see it. People are getting suckered in. They're betting on the blue. It's a program. It's a Big 12, or it's a big program. Pac-12. It's a name brand. People see that. They're like, oh, yeah, they're going to smoke a Mountain West team. I'm telling you. Proceed with caution if you think that's the Pac-12 is going to shit on the Mountain West, okay? We're going Hawaii. I don't care what any of the rest of these bets you play is. Play Hawaii, okay? I'm telling you, just play Hawaii. We'll talk tomorrow or Monday, next video I make. You guys can all comment. Tell me how much money you want on Hawaii, because I have a lot of money on them. I'm not going to say how much, because, it's whatever people want to bet. I'm not giving financial advice, but I got more than I should. I'll tell you that. So, with that said, we're going to move on here. And I'm going to give you my next best play of the day. And I went not as heavy as I did in Hawaii, but I went pretty big on this game too. Only for a couple of reasons. Now, there is some reason to doubt on this game, more so this game than the Hawaii game. That's why I didn't go as hard in this game. Fresno State at home laying 26.5 to UConn. Now, any of you guys that bet a lot of college football will know that traditionally UConn is a good team to bet against because they always get thumped. Like, they didn't play football last year, so, people might have forgot. But the year before that, they was giving up around 50 points a game, and they was only scoring about 15. So, Fresno State averaged close to 40 points a game last year, but on the flip side of that, their defense wasn't very good. Their defense is what worries me a little bit. But I just think UConn's so bad, and I'm gonna fade UConn for the first couple weeks of the season until they can prove that they're not a dog shit football program, and Randy Edsall can prove that he can have a team ready and cover some spreads. But I made a lot of money betting against UConn, and I'm gonna hopefully continue that trend. That trend today. So, and I don't know how much this plays a factor in it. I would imagine it plays a little bit of a factor into the game. But UConn is traveling the whole way across the country, going from Storrs, Connecticut, the whole way to Fresno, California. So, does that play any kind of factor? I think it probably does. Nevertheless, we're playing Fresno State. And, just some numbers for UConn here. They're 1-6 in their last 7 ATS. They're 0-5 ATS in their last 6 games in August. And they gave up 47 points a game the last time they played football. So, again, numbers, betting against the program, and betting against them traveling across the country. That's what we're doing here in this game. And we'll see what happens, but I'm taking Fresno. I just don't have it in me to bet on UConn. I just can't do it. So, next game we're going to talk about the New Mexico State versus UTEP game. Now, if any of you guys know the Dude Ranch podcast, we run a pigskin pick'em. So this was one of my picks on there. It was New Mexico State plus 10. They're at home. Neither one of these teams are that much better than each other, I don't believe, to be given double-digit points. I think it should be a field goal to touchdown line. That's just my own opinion. I watched them both a couple times last year. New Mexico State is getting points, and they actually averaged more points per game, more rushing yards, and more passing yards than UTEP did. Now, UTEP, um, his defense was a little bit better. They let up 30 points a game, and New Mexico State's let up about 34 points a game. So, you know, I think this is going to be a shootout, and I think this is going to be last team with the ball wins the game. So, you know, it's hard to use previous ATS trends against against teams week one of the season, especially last year, because last year was it. It's hard because it was a COVID year, no fans in a lot of these places, and it's hard to say, oh well, they were this ATS, they were this ATS, because I don't put much stock into that last year. Now with the Chip Kelly thing, I do, because Chip Kelly is that bad, and that stems from his whole tenure at UCLA. So that one's different. But I'm not, there's some ATS trends that you could have made a case to favor both of these teams in this game. But like I said, it was just with the COVID year and all that bullshit that happened. I didn't put much stock into it. I'm just, I'm, I'm, I'm leery of giving points on the first week of the season after the way last year went, where a lot of these teams still going to be rusty. I'm just weary of giving points, and 10 points on the road week one, a lot of points to be given. Now, I know I'm giving 26 to UConn, but we're gonna do what we're gonna do with that. So, last game that I'm gonna talk to you guys about, and I don't know a ton about this because I know San Jose State was they were a pretty good ATS team last year. The only thing that scares me about this game tonight is 78% of the people are betting on them. I hate seeing stuff like that. I really do, because it's not good. It's not good when a lot of the population's betting on one team, because like they always say, Vegas builds casinos and mansions, and we help build it for them. There's a reason for that. When you bet against Vegas, you usually lose. Nevertheless, I still think San Diego State should shit on Southern Utah. Southern Utah, I don't know anything about them. They didn't have a good season last year. They didn't have a good season before that, and they didn't have a good season before that. I don't know if they've ever had a good season. I looked at OddsShark. OddsShark project the score to be 35-0. Now, obviously, that's just a computer-generated system. I think they do hit close to 60%, though. So, 35-0, that would be a cover because San Jose's given 24. I haven't decided if I'm going to play this game yet. I'm going to wait and see what happens in this early slate of games before I decide if I'm going to throw anything on that. Might look for the over in that game, because I don't think Southern Utah is going to get shut out. And if they could just chip in 10, 13 points, I think I don't know. I think San Jose will put up around 40, maybe closer to 50, depending on how they want, because they're returning a lot on offense, and they did have a really good offense last year. And again, it's hard to dissect a lot of these games week one. You don't know, there's going to be fans back, so then it's going to be a true college environment, and it'll be a lot easier to tell in a couple weeks here what these teams are really about versus last year. But nevertheless, all I'm telling you guys, bet on fucking Hawaii. We're fading Chip Kelly all year. We're fading UCLA. We're hammering Hawaii tonight. 18 points. Just go back and look at their week one games. If they're not winning, they're losing right at the end. I'm telling you. Hawaii is the play of the century. Okay? So, whatever you want to say, if you're betting on UCLA, you're just a star fucker. You're a name fucker. You didn't look at no stats for this game. You didn't look at shit. You just saw UCLA and you saw Hawaii and you said, oh, Hawaii sucks. Well, look into the numbers and hammer Hawaii. Okay? We're hammering Hawaii. So, anyway, happy betting, everybody. That's my recap of the games. Like I said, Next couple weeks, I'll start to really get into the ATS trends. I'm going to let the games play out the first couple weeks of the season just because I want to, I want to get a feel out for how it's going to be with the true environment back and, fans and these teams playing a full season again. So I want to get that, get that knowledge before I start really pounding the ATS trends. But once we get, 4 or 5 weeks in, we'll start to really look at the ATS trends and then that'll give us a better understanding. But those are my plays today. Um, Bet at your own risk, except for Hawaii. You bet Hawaii. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that. Bet Hawaii right now. As soon as you watch this video and you see this, bet them. Bet them big. Okay? Bet them big. Bet them big. That's all I'm going to say about it. Now, everyone, thanks for watching the video. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. Because we're about to start really dialing the content up here. NFL's 2 weeks away. College football's back. Regular season. Oh man, we're coming into the peak of the year here. Now, share these videos, tell your friends, tell your people, tell your family, get them in here, tell them they want to start making money. Follow your boy. Okay, let's go. Let's win some money today, boys. Peace out.